Welcome to the second method of supplier sourcing, and that's sourcing distributors to buy from. And I'm going to go over several different methods to source distributors, all of which are pretty effective. So I'm just going to start by showing you the first method, which is simply a Google search, which sounds insane, but actually works. So I'm just going to Google health and beauty distributors and then near me. And that'll get distributors in your state or local area. You don't necessarily have to do it near me, but I like to search just to see who's in my area. If you have a smaller amount of capital, you probably want to work with more local or regional distributors, because believe it or not, even distributors can be more mom and pop. Distributors like brands can be small, medium, large, and you may have a better chance at forging a relationship with a local distributor where you can actually see them face to face or walk into their warehouse or store, and vice versa. They can come to you and deliver products to you on the regular distribution route. We have some relationships like that ourselves with local distributors right in the New England area, and it's worked out pretty well for us. Back to the example. So I'm in Massachusetts, so I just got some results for Massachusetts, and I'm seeing a bunch of stuff here pop up here. So GF Distributors, no reviews, Beauty Supply Supermarket, Global Prime Direct, and so basically you would click on these and just kind of vet them overall. So let's go to like Global Prime Direct, for instance. So there's a website here. There's also reviews to go through. So you can click on the reviews. Mostly 5 stars, but also a good chunk of 1-star reviews. So I would read through these, see if it makes sense doing business with them based on what the reviews say. It's interesting. I'm even seeing like in the world of the FBA business, it's hard to come by honest professional suppliers. So here is a positive review from an Amazon seller. So kind of mixed reviews, but interesting nonetheless. And then it looks like they have a website here. So let's just go here and you can kind of just check them out, fill out a contact form. It even says we sell to large retailers and e-commerce Amazon sellers, which is interesting. And then there's a become a customer form, and then even current inventory, which, wow, okay. So they're cutting really to the chase, which is like, here's what they have available for Amazon, even with the ASIN and Amazon link. So I have no idea if these guys are good or bad. I would further vet them. But just like that, you saw, and this is basically unscripted, that there's a somewhat promising distributor lead right there. And then you can just keep going down the list. So like professional beauty supply distributor, this looks interesting. And you can see all the brands that they carry, even the subcategories. Although this says stores, so this may actually be more of a retailer than a wholesaler, in which case you may want to skip that. I see something here, health and beauty wholesale. Looks like these are more like everyday supplies that would be found in like a CVS or convenience store or whatever. But yeah, there you go. So the recommended search, I think, would be like your niche or category that you want to sell in, then distributors or wholesalers, and then near me. And then that should give you a good list. If you Google each category and go through the first couple of pages and see where it leads you, you should have 100 plus distributors to contact, which is cool. So that's method 1. Method 2 is also kind of on the nose and easy. So with the Smart Scout subscription, another great quick value add that they did was a supplier list of just known brands and wholesale suppliers. As you can see, this list is A to Z, and it's absolutely enormous. And this is just 1,000 of 2,155 suppliers. So if you're interested in this and just fast tracking, and I guarantee you, some of those suppliers won't work upon further researching, but I guarantee you some will, and some will be on the cusp and might be able to be workable if you form relationships. So I would absolutely guarantee you on that list are dozens of quality accounts that you could open to profitably resell products and purchase wholesale. So if you're interested in Smart Scout, even just for that list, definitely sign up through our link, and you can probably just sign up and grab that and start getting going without any other knowledge or tactics. So that's another just quick win. And then the third method I'm going to discuss is getting distributor leads from brands. So if we go back to that brand that we were talking about, and I wish I remember the name. I forget it. Well, anyway, let's say like a big household brand name, like a Dove soap or like a huge manufacturer of products. So often what you'll find is if you try and contact a massive brand, they're just going to say no because they're just too big and you're too small. But what you can do if you get someone on the phone or even through email or their contact form, you can say, we understand we may not be a good fit directly, but is there a distributor that you'd recommend for my area? And a lot of brands will actually be happy to point you towards distributors, even if they won't sell to you directly. So, and better yet, if you want a lot of distributor leads, you can say, do you have a list of authorized distributors of your product? And often they will email you back or recommend 2 or 3 on the phone to try and contact. And then you know that if you are buying from distribution, they're authorized and they're even recommended by the brand. So any brands that don't want to work with you directly often will provide these distributors, and it can be actually a great follow-up question on a denial to at least get something out of the contact. And then lastly, I'm going to go over the trade show method to find distributors and brands, actually. So basically every category, every industry has trade shows, usually multiple trade shows throughout the year. And these are a great place to talk to brands, talk to distributors directly, but there's a way to get a lot of these contacts without even having to show up to the trade show, which is cool. So let's just pick another category here. So let's say we'll just pick like grocery and gourmet foods trade show. And as you can see, here's actually a list of top 30 food and beverage trade shows for 24-25. And as you can see, there are a ton of different food and beverage focused trade shows, which is cool. Obviously, some of these might not make sense, like CheeseCon. You obviously can't sell like perishable products on Amazon unless you're Whole Foods. So you'd probably just want to whittle this down, but so I'm just going to click the first one on the list. Winter Fancy Food Show. Sounds kind of cool. It's January 25 in Las Vegas. And here we go. This is the trade show website. And a lot of times these trade show websites will have exhibitor lists. So let's see. Actually, this is weird. This is like a trade show booth building thing. So I guess it led us to somewhere weird. But let me just Google it. Winter Fancy Food Show, Las Vegas, 2025. There we go. That looks a little better. So basically, there's usually like an attend link as well as an exhibit link for the brands and whatnot. And usually you can navigate the website and see who's exhibiting. I'm just looking through this to see if I can find it real quick. Exhibiting contacts, probably not, but nope. So sometimes like the website doesn't have the actual list. But I'd say probably 2/3 of the time they do. And I could probably just Google the exhibitor list. So, okay, interesting. All right, so here we have a trade show map. I'm sure we can probably also just get a list from this website. But you can see there's like all sorts of brands here that you could either find like this or try and find a list. So basically that's just going to give you a massive list of brands and distributors. You obviously have to see if they're right for Amazon. Like you can sell their products on Amazon. They're not prohibited. That the brand isn't selling to Amazon directly or selling themselves exclusively on Amazon. The brand's not too gigantic or too small or it has no Amazon presence at all. So there's some like qualifying criteria, but of that list that you can generate from pretty much any of these shows, there should be a solid amount of leads to go through. And I'd recommend just organizing all these brands and distributors just in an Excel sheet. So I would make one column for the name of the brand or distributor, another column for their website, another column for their contact phone number, email, address, notes, products that you're interested in, et cetera, et cetera. So just get it all into a spreadsheet to keep yourself organized. But as you can see, I can spend hours going through this rabbit hole and probably source a never-ending list of thousands and thousands of brands to contact. So between these 4 methods, you should be able to find tons of distributors without any problem. Thanks for watching this YouTube video. And if you want to learn directly from me and fast track your way to wholesale success, click the link below and we'll talk to you soon.